Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. We'll get your phone calls here in just a little bit. If you're on hold, hang tight. 844-236-6010 is our number. We're talking about the most common of all skin diseases. We'll be talking skin health issues here for a little bit, probably for a few weeks anyway. My new skin health products, Truth Treatment products. I'm calling them treatments because they are treatments. They'll be out here hopefully next week or so. You can head over to truthtreatments.com if you want to get a little preview of what we're going to be doing. And we'll be talking about skin health issues for a couple of weeks anyway. I've been in the skin business now since 1983. 32 years I've been developing skincare products. Started working for the Blistex Corporation for Dr. Tony Jones, the guy who invented Blistex, when I was a youngster in my early 20s. Been formulating products and researching skin products and developing skincare products, helping people with their skin for a long time. And I know a lot about the skin. And I know a lot about acne as well. I had acne when I was a kid. I took care of it myself using nutrition, and I've taken care of a lot of folks. A lot of folks who have blemishes and pimples and breakouts. Really horrific disease. It's like from a psychological perspective, it affects mostly teenagers who are sensitive anyway in that way, and psychologically learning how to get along, learning how to communicate with the opposite sex, and just how to be adults. So it's kind of tragic that it affects kids so much, but it affects everybody. Nearly 80% of Americans are going to break out with acne, pimples at one time or another. Acne, the word acne is derived from the Greek term acmus or acme. It's kind of a corruption of the word acme, which is the Greek term for point or peak. It was considered at one time a teenager-only disease, but it's not really a teenager-only disease. Kids get it as young as 7 years old, 8 years old. Adults get it into their 40s or 50s, sometimes even to their 60s. The most important thing to keep in mind if you're confronted with breakouts and blemishes and pimples is the fact that acne, like all chronic health challenges, like all long-term health challenges that don't get better, that just kind of sit there or get worse, acne is an inflammatory condition. It's a defensive response. It's a defensive response to cells that are growing out of control. It's a defensive response to cells that are misshapen, somehow distorted because they're lacking key nutrients. Adulterated skin oils are involved. Sebum, that's the technical term for skin oils. And when skin oils become adulterated because of nutritional deficiencies again, or when they get secreted in excess as a defensive response, all this compounds the problem, and the end result is clogs and pores. And these clogs can trap ordinarily harmless and friendly skin bacteria, and that's pretty much acne in a nutshell. And as with all health issues and all biochemical issues, you're going to have some hormones that are involved, especially male hormones and their derivatives when it comes to acne. If you go to a dermatologist, they'll probably tell you, we don't know what causes acne. Sometimes they'll tell you it has nothing to do with your diet. More nonsense from dermatologists. It has nothing to do with the foods you eat. Flat out wrong if your dermatologist tells you that. It has everything to do with the food you eat, among other things. He'll also blame your genetics. He'll say, oh, you have it in your family. More nonsense. So if you understand everything we've been talking about as far as pimples and blemishes and acne is concerned, you're not going to need a dermatologist, you're not going to need a prescription, or for that matter, a non-prescription medication. The main steps for dealing with acne in a general sense are to calm down the inflammation, to calm down the immune system. When there's inflammation, you have a defensive response. Calm it down. First of all, food modification. That's probably the first, well, I don't want to say the most important step, but it's among the most important steps. And it's really the first thing that we want to do is modify foods. Change the foods that we eat. Notice when you're breaking out more. Usually dairy's involved for a lot of reasons. We can get into that probably in the next few days. We'll get into IGF-1, which is a hormone that's found in dairy and it's associated with acne. Dairy is probably the biggest bad guy food when it comes to dealing with acne. Gluten can be a problem. Grains can be a problem. And there's specific allergens that can be a problem for specific people. Eggs for some folks, peanuts for other folks, soy for some people. Basically, you want to see when you're breaking out and link those up to foods. That's always the first step for any health challenge. See when your conditions get worse. Link those flare-ups, whether it's a skin flare-up or a pain flare-up or a joint flare-up. Whatever kind of flare-ups, whatever kind of disease state you have, look for flare-ups and link those flare-ups to foods. That's always the first step in chronic long-term health issues, and likewise, it's the first step in dealing with acne. When you're breaking out, link your breakouts to specific foods, and then eliminate those foods. And then you're going to want to use nutritional supplements. The most important is the one we've been talking about now for a while, and that's vitamin A. Internally, it's probably a good idea to use 20,000 international units a day of vitamin A. Conceivably, you can take more. In the book, The Vita Nutrient Solution, the late Dr. Robert Atkins writes that he would use 200,000 to 500,000 IU a day for a period of 3 or 4 months. That's a heck of a lot of vitamin A. That goes to show you how non-toxic the stuff is. Now, that's a really, really high dose. And in fairness, Dr. Atkins recommends that when his patients are taking that high dose, that they get monitored by a physician. But he also writes in the book, and he's right, that the potential toxicity from these really, really high doses of vitamin A the potential toxic effects are going to be a lot less than when you use the go-to poison pharmaceutical a dermatologist use for dealing with intractable acne, and that's Accutane. Accutane is a horrific drug. In a world of horrific pharmaceuticals, it doesn't get much worse than Accutane. Accutane is a potent form of fake vitamin A. Yes, it's fake vitamin A. And the fact that it's a fake vitamin A really has a lot to do with, number one, its effects, and it also has a lot to do with its very, very notable toxicity. We'll talk about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Got a couple lines open for you. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll get your phone calls here in our next segment.
Friends, this is Alex Jones from MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Registered pharmacist Ben Fuchs ensures he gets the best use of his mineral supplements by using Youngevity's ultimate enzymes.
If you start a nutritional supplement program and you find that you get loose stools more than you get any benefits from the supplements, there's a good chance that you're not absorbing the minerals. Now, here's the thing about minerals and mineral absorption. You need to have a functioning fat system. You need to have functioning bile. You need to have a well-functioning liver and a well-functioning gallbladder in order to get the benefits from nutritional supplements with minerals. It's very common that as we get older, we don't absorb fats, we don't utilize fats, and then you won't be utilizing or absorbing minerals either. I would be getting on the ultimate enzymes from Youngevity. I'd be making sure I was taking them with all my meals.
To get optimal use of your nutritional supplements, order Ultimate Enzymes from Youngevity by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer Bidbit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.
We're going to be talking about skincare, skin health issues here for a couple of weeks at least, specifically about acne. If you're on hold, hang tight. We'll get to hear, get your phone calls here momentarily. Tomorrow we'll be talking to Regina Brett about her book, God is Always Hiring, 50 Lessons for Finding Fulfilling Work. I'm very excited about this. This is kind of a collection of essays about finding fulfilling work. It's inspiring, it's uplifting, and Regina is going to make a great guest. Every job is as magical as you make it, Regina says, and I couldn't agree more. We'll be talking to Regina tomorrow in our second segment, and we'll get your calls tomorrow. We'll get your calls in our first segment. We'll talk to Regina in the second half of the program, and then we'll take your calls in our second segment, first half of the program. That'll be tomorrow. Regina Brett, her book is God is Always Hiring, 50 Lessons for Finding Fulfilling Work. Today we're talking Accutane, we're talking acne, and vitamin A. Accutane is a poison version of vitamin A. I'm not sure you can still get Accutane, the brand name Accutane. I think Roche stopped marketing that a few years ago, but you can still get, and dermatologists will still write prescriptions for the generic form of Accutane, which is a very, 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 very potent and poisonous form of vitamin A. It's poison vitamin A, literally. That's why it causes these dramatic side effects, because it's a poison form of vitamin A. Severe dryness, liver toxicity, bowel disease, emotional disorders, teratogenicity, that is birth defects. These are all... You can't come up with a more horrible prescription drug that's not chemotherapy, I suppose, even though this is a type of chemotherapy when you come right down to it. Retinoic acid is a chemotherapy drug. Vitamin A has cancer-fighting benefits. Accutane, poison vitamin A, is a type of chemotherapy. Accutane's been associated with mental health issues. Hundreds to thousands of patients have reported side effects like depression, suicidal thoughts, suicide attempts while on the drug. Just a nasty, nasty, nasty drug, especially when you consider that acne is not a medical issue. It doesn't need to be medicalized. It's a lifestyle issue. Accutane's a horrible drug that exemplifies how desperate we get when we try to use the pharmacomedical model to deal with what are, at the end of the day, lifestyle, choice, nutritional deficiency, health challenges. As well as, Accutane is not only just an example of how desperate we are and how desperate the pharmacomedical model is to deal with issues that are none of its business, but Accutane is also an example of how absolutely biochemically ignorant and clinically irresponsible, if not stupid, the pharmacomedical model is. The logic to the mechanism of Accutane tells you all you need to know about how crazy pharmaceutical medicine is, or pharmaceutical doctoring is. Accutane involves shutting down the activity of vitamin A. Vitamin A, arguably the single most important nutrient of all, arguably. Certainly it's one of the most important nutrients you could ever use. Accutane shuts it down. Yes, Accutane shuts down the vitamin A chemistry in the body. We talked about in the past how unbelievably important vitamin A is. Vitamin A is not a mere vitamin. Ordinary vitamins assist cells in making chemicals. Cells make chemicals. This is what cells do. This is their raison d'etre, the reason for existing. Cells live to make things, to produce things, to secrete things. They make chemicals, they secrete chemicals, they produce chemicals. They're little chemical making factories, and ordinarily vitamins help this process. They assist. They're cofactors. But in the case of vitamin A, you don't have a mere cofactor. In the case of vitamin A, and also, by the way, vitamin D, this is why vitamin A and D work together, you don't have mere helpers. You're not dealing with an ordinary helping chemical. You're dealing with a master chemical, an master on switch activator. Vitamin A doesn't only activate, it turns things on itself. It activates chemistry itself, and it does it at the genetic level. It's a genetic activator. That is so, so important, and it makes vitamin A, along with vitamin D, singular in the world of vitamins. in the world of, in terms of its importance in the world of vitamins. Vitamin A and D actually have their own little escort delivery system. There's actually a little guard that sits on the outside of a cell that is searching for vitamin A. And when vitamin A contacts that little guard, vitamin A, the little guard actually escorts the vitamin A. It has its own personal escort system. There's no other vitamin. Vitamin D has this too. But just vitamin A and D have their own personal escort service that link up to the vitamin A and transport the vitamin A into the cell and ultimately into the genetics, into the genes. This is so important. It is absolute stupidity of the highest degree, medical stupidity of the highest degree to poison this system, yet that is what Accutane does. The genetics of a cell are involved in how the cell grows, and vitamin A works to stimulate or to normalize cell growth. In the case of oil cells, you have oil lubrication cells. Vitamin A acts to turn on the lubrication, the secretion of lubrication fluid. So vitamin A acts to stabilize and the growth of cells, turn them on, turn them off, make cells grow faster if they're growing too slow, or slow them up if they're growing too fast. It does the same thing with secretions. Accutane, because it poisons this whole process, slows down or suppresses the growth of cells, and it shuts down the production of oils. And dermatologists, and they're somehow in their minds, they think that's a good thing. Of course, you can't have acne if you don't have any oils, and you can't have acne if skin cells aren't growing. But is that really how you want to treat a skin disease that's basically a lifestyle issue and a nutritional deficiency issue? Of course not. However, if you don't know that Accutane is a lifestyle issue, a food choice issue, acne is a lifestyle issue or a food choice issue, if you don't know that acne can be treated by using nutritional supplements and it's a nutritional deficiency issue, you get so desperate, and doctors are just as ignorant as anybody else, dermatologists anyway, when it comes to how the body works. Yes, dermatologists are just as ignorant for the most part as your average person when it comes to understanding how the skin works or how the body works. We'll just poison the whole system, and then you won't have acne, and I'll be a hero. And it'll cost you whatever it costs. I don't know. Used to cost a lot of money when Accutane was out. Probably the generic is a little bit cheaper. In any case, while you may save some money, the cost in overall health is certainly not worth it, especially when you consider that you can use some nutritional supplements and some lifestyle changes to take care of the problem for reals, as Ollie G says, for reals, with no side effects and no toxicity. Anyway, Accutane is a drug version of vitamin A. It's called isotretinoin. Iso meaning similar to. It's similar to vitamin A. It's not vitamin A, it's similar to vitamin A. And because it's similar, the vitamin A escort gets tricked. Accutane works by tricking the vitamin A escort. So if there's no vitamin A around, the vitamin A escort sees Accutane and says, well, it's close enough, and we'll take that in. And then Accutane poisons the whole system. This is why doctors will tell you, don't ever use vitamin A when you take Accutane. Can you imagine this? You got the most important of all the vitamins, or one of the most important of all the vitamins, and your doctor will tell you not to use it because the poison vitamin A won't work if you take the real stuff. That's all you need to know about the absolute intellectual biochemical bankruptcy, the stupidity of the dermatological medical model when it comes to treating skin diseases. There's so much more I want to say here. We'll continue talking about Accutane tomorrow. Then we'll tell you about some real things you could do, especially when it concerns vitamin A, if you're dealing with blemishes, pimples, and the other signs of acne. All right, we're coming back with your phone calls. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Attention! Do you owe money to the IRS or have years of unfiled returns? Are you being audited or receiving threatening letters? If the answer is yes, you need help. The IRS can seize your property and assets, impose fines and penalties, garnish your wages, and even go after your bank account. Don't take on the IRS by yourself. Don't let the IRS destroy your life. Take action now. Call our team of experts for a free and confidential initial evaluation. We've helped thousands resolve their tax problems. Let us help you. 800-261-7073. 800-261-7073.
Hi, this is Larry Smith. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. When the cleaners ruined some special clothing, all they could do was show us a sign that said they weren't responsible. But when they got the letter from one of our Legal Shield attorneys, he promptly gave us a check for $1,152. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 877-345-7645. That's 877-345-7645. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately at 1-877-345-7645. That's 1-877-345-7645. 1-877-345-7645.
Back on the bright side, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air 5 days a week and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. If you miss a program, they're all up 4 years or so. Going on 5 years of archives at brightsideben.com. You can also check out my blog, criticalhealthnews.com, as well as pharmacistben.com. I'm going to probably be blogging about Accutane here. Actually, I'm writing an article right now, so keep checking criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com if you want more information on Accutane, and we'll finish up talking about that tomorrow, and then we'll talk about some real deal nutritional supplements that you could use for dealing with acne. Nobody has to have pimples or breakouts, period. It's a sign that something's wrong. Correct what's wrong, your skin clears up. It's as simple as that. If your dermatologist can't figure it out, you don't need to worry about it because you can do it on your own. Like pretty much all chronic long-term degenerative crisis, health crises, you don't need the medical model. We don't need the medical model. If I got one thing I want to tell you, never on the air again, you never hear from me again, this is what I want you to take home with you. The take-home message: you don't need the medical model for chronic, long-term degenerative health issues. For emergencies, that's different, but for chronic, long-term degenerative health issues, the medical model is impotent, it's useless, it's ignorant, it's predatory, it's exploitative, it's not fair, it's anti-humanity, and you don't need it. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Long Island and welcome Rob to the bright side. What's up, Rob? How you doing?
Hi, Ben. Met you last year in Western New York, and good to be in the air with you.
Same, thank you. What's going on?
Well, I'm just calling to tell you how much money you just saved me in pain and suffering.
Okay, how so?
Well, back in 2004, I had a bowel restriction, and it was actually a perforated bowel, and I was diagnosed with Crohn's at that time.
Okay.
And it just happened again last week. And last time I went to the hospital, I had an $80,000 debt, to say nothing of all the pain and suffering.
$80,000, you said?
$80,000. I was there for a month and a half.
Oh, my God.
Although I have to say, the surgeon was pretty good. He wanted to wait to do surgery and let me fast for a while and see if it cleared up, and it just never did.
Okay.
But this time I fasted on my own.
Okay.
And I did all the supplements she told me about, some of the ones that help the gut, the aloe vera, slippery elm, enzymes, NAC.
Nice.
A whole bunch of stuff. And it cleared up, and I have no fever anymore. I don't feel like I have a knife stuck in my gut anymore.
Isn't that awesome, Rob? Isn't that awesome?
It's absolutely awesome.
That's why I do this, Rob. That's why I do this. What you're experiencing, anybody can experience, because all our bodies are the same. Thank you so much for sharing that, by the way. Do you have any questions? Anything I can help you with? You just want to share that?
Yeah, I'm not quite out of the woods yet. I'd like to know what else I can do to help patch this thing up a little more.
A couple things. First of all, always link. You're so smart, because the fasting, you can't have a digestive health condition, whether it's Crohn's or celiac or ulcerative colitis or whatever it is. You can't have a digestive health crisis if you don't have any food in your digestive system. So fasting is always the first thing to do. Next thing you want to do, and that's so congratulations on that, but it's just common sense, isn't it, Rob? If you don't have any food in there, right? What, you don't need surgery? What, you need a doctor to tell you this? You need to spend $80,000? And congratulations, by the way, Rob. That's awesome that you saved $80,000. But you know how many people are spending $80,000 or $100,000, or they're staying in the hospital, or they're on prednisone, and their boneheaded doctor is doing diagnostic test after diagnostic test, and all they got to do is figure out what food they're eating or eliminate foods? So are you on a probiotic supplement, Rob?
Sure am.
Okay. Which one are you on? The Nightly Essence?
Garden of Life, and I do also a fermented food.
Good for you. Okay, so stay on that. Try to get yourself 50 to 100,000 IU, or I'm sorry, 50 to 100 billion units. 50 to 100 billion units of bacteria. Whatever brand you want to use. I like the Biolumin Nightly Essence, but Garden of Life is good too. And by the way, Jordan Rubin, who formulated the Garden of Life products, is now part of the Longevity family, and he's got some great probiotic enriched products. He calls his company Beyond Organics. It's now part of the Longevity family of products. And for you guys interested in digestive health, Jordan is the go-to resource for all things digestive, and his formulations are spectacular. I've been eating the Beyond Organic cheese now for 6 or 7 months, and it is fantastic. It's probiotic enriched. He's got other really neat products for the digestive system, including the Suero V, fermented whey product, and the Amasai as well. So you might want to try those. And then the fermented foods, stick with those. Apple cider vinegar after all your meals is probably a good idea. And then liquid nutrition. When you have a problem with your digestive system, Rob, it's one thing to help heal the gut and to do all the strategies that we talk about for helping heal the gut, aloe and noni, and I think you said slippery elm. That can also help as well. Mucilaginous herbs. But you also want to make sure you're getting your nutrients, because you may become malnourished because you're not absorbing your nutrients, especially your fatty nutrients. So go liquid nutrition, especially liquid protein. And if you can do liquid, you can make sure you're getting your fatty nutrients in supplement form. That's probably a good idea too. Bone soup is a great way to get liquid protein. If you can do whey smoothies. If you have a hard time with whey, use hemp seed protein. Liquefying your protein is very important, because protein is probably the hardest of all the nutrients to get. get amino acids. A protein has to be broken down into amino acids. You may not be doing that. So liquid protein, bone soup, whey protein smoothies, and also hemp seed protein smoothies, those can be helpful for you. Oils are going to be important. Coconut oil is good, but also your ultimate EFAs, essential fatty acid liquids. You also want to put a little bit of nutritional oil in with your salads and with your vegetables to help your body access some of those phytonutrients, which are going to be hard for you to access if you have digestive problems. Personally, I like butter on cauliflower and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, braising or grilling your vegetables or steaming your vegetables. You don't want to do them too much. With butter, it can help you get some of those phytonutrients out. Also, you want to make sure you're getting 20,000 IU of vitamin A a day, 400 IU of vitamin E every day. Make sure you're getting enough sunshine to get your vitamin D. You might want to try vitamin D supplements, 5,000 international units a day of vitamin D, and then maybe 5,000 micrograms a day of vitamin K2. That can be helpful for you, in addition to your essential fatty acids from the ultimate EFAs. Something that's a lot of folks don't recognize, we talk about it here periodically on this program, is minerals. A lot of your minerals, anyway, are processed through the fat absorption system, specifically selenium and zinc. There's a very important relationship between zinc and vitamin A. So making sure you're getting 50 milligrams a day of zinc picolinate with your vitamin A is probably a good idea, and zinc is super duper important for the digestive system also. And then the ultimate selenium, I'd be doing 200 to 400, even up to 600 micrograms of the ultimate selenium a day. Stay away from anything that messes up the sugar balance in the gut, and that means fructose especially. A lot of folks who have digestive problems also have fructose problems. Be very careful of fruits, and certainly you want to stay away from high fructose corn syrup. And then last but most certainly not least, get yourself on a good dose of fiber. There's a lot of ways to do it. I like veggie juices. I have a Vitamix, and I make a veggie juice every day with fresh veggies, and that'll get you fiber, especially fiber that can help support probiotics in the gut. You might also want to get a coffee grinder and grind up fresh flax seeds every day, and then you'll get some essential fats with your fiber as well, and you can put that in your smoothie, and that's a good way to get fiber as well as your essential fats. Lots and lots you could do, and then last but most certainly not least, the less you eat, the longer you will live. In general, that's for everybody, but especially if you have a digestive health problem. Rob, only eat when you're hungry. I know that sounds like, a no-brainer, but so many times we eat psychologically and socially and emotionally and mentally. Only eat when you're really, really hungry. We all need to do that, but especially if you're dealing with a digestive health issue. And thanks so much for sharing that, Rob. That's really, really awesome news. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this.
Stress, like many conditions in a fast-paced society, is at epidemic proportions, and one of the most effective ways to support your body during periods of excessive stress is by replacing the nutrients expended during that time. De-stress contains large amounts of B-complex vitamins, in addition to vitamin C, magnesium, and valerian root extract. For more information on this and other great products, contact Lady Talk Live at 855-333-5239. Majestic Earth's Beyond Tangy Tangerine contains no artificial sweeteners or preservatives and is glycemic friendly. This easy dissolving powder contains plant-derived minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and 115 fruits and vegetables. I can't think of anything better for you. For more information on this and other great products, contact Lady Talk Live at 855-333-5239. That's 855-333-LADY.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Attention taxpayers. If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 877-345-7645. That's 877-345-7645. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you have been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately at 1-877-345-7645. That's 1-877-345-7645. 1-877-345-7645.
Okay, we are back on the bright side. Rob, if you're still listening, I forgot to mention hyaluronic acid, which I absolutely love. Very important for the health of connective tissue in general. And believe it or not, digestive health conditions are connective tissue, largely connective tissue issues. The same thing that goes wrong when you have a breakdown in the digestive system is what goes wrong when you have a breakdown in bone or you have a breakdown in the collagen in your skin. It's all connective tissue, and hyaluronic acid is wonderful for building connective tissue, as is the glucogel caps. Glucosamine, glucosamine is being marketed. We market it, we sell it, we talk about it as a joint health product, but you know what? Anything that helps you with your joints is going to help you with your digestive system, and it's also going to help you with wrinkles as well. So using glucosamine, hyaluronic acid, and cartilage-containing products or cartilage foods is always going to be helpful for skin, for the digestive system, and for joints, and bonus for the immune system as well. And I appreciate your call, too, by the way, on that, Rob. All right, let's move on to Chuck in Plymouth, Michigan. What's up, Chuck? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Ben. I had a question about adrenal fatigue syndrome and how it relates to nutrient absorption. I've got some symptoms that lead me to believe that I have it.
Okay.
And I've been taking the Longevity Ultimate Gluco. I had injured my knee many years ago, and the orthopedic surgeon had said that I'd never run or jump again because the cartilage was gone, and I'd heard Dr. Wallach speaking about this, and I had been taking the product now for 5 or 6 months, and I was wondering if there might be a relationship there if I'm not getting the results.
Oh, yeah, your adrenal gland. Absolutely. The adrenal glands are stress glands. Well, they do lots of things, but one of the things they do is they produce cortisol, and cortisol is your stress hormone. So when you're under stress, under duress, whether that stress is psychological, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual, or it's physical, your adrenal glands are going to be working overtime. And number one, that will cause the adrenals to burn out over time. But number two, long-term secretion of cortisol and adrenal activity will act to suppress the digestive system. When you're under stress, the body thinks its survival is at stake. That's basically what stress means. The body's trying to protect itself. It's trying to make sure it doesn't die. And the last thing the body cares about when its survival is threatened is digestion, which is why your digestive system will shut down, and you're not going to absorb your nutrients, and you're not going to be having adequate bowel movements when the adrenal glands are working overtime. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're slowing down the adrenals, calming down the adrenals. And this is very important, especially when you're eating, which is why you don't want to eat when you're under stress, you don't want to eat in the car, and you want to eat when you're relaxed a little bit. In fact, even something like deep breathing while you're eating can help you absorb nutrition and absorb nutrients and help your digestive system work. Practicing slow, deep breathing techniques before you're eating and while you're eating. And by the way, this will also oxygenate your food. One of the ways that the body processes food is through oxygen. So making sure that you're deep breathing before meals, while you're eating, or even just being relaxed while you're eating can be very helpful if you're dealing with adrenal health issues in conjunction with digestive health issues. Anything you could do to help to make it easy for the body to access nutrients from foods is going to be in your interest, and that means grinding your foods up, making smoothies, liquefying your foods, making soups. That's also going to be in your interest. And then, of course, using nutritional supplements is important. A couple of nutritional supplements that could be helpful for the adrenal glands. Vitamin C may be the most important of all the vitamins for the adrenal glands. Zinc may be the most important mineral for the adrenal glands. And then Also, for the adrenal glands, salt is very important. Low salt diets are the dumbest thing you could do for adrenal health, and any doctor who tells you you're eating too much salt needs to go back to medical school and study biochemistry again, because salt is absolutely critical for the health of every one of your cells and your body in general, and the adrenal glands. In fact, for folks who are dealing with adrenal fatigue, drinking salt water can be one of the most energizing things you ever do. In fact, first thing in the morning, what I do is I make myself a veggie juice with lots of Celtic sea salt in it. And you want to put enough Celtic sea salt in your juice, or even in your water. You can do this in distilled water. Put enough Celtic sea salt in your water to where it tastes just right for you. Sip on the Celtic sea salt, and you'll notice, if you're dealing with adrenal fatigue, you'll notice that you get energy from the Celtic sea salt. And I say Celtic sea salt because Morton salt doesn't count. Celtic sea salt gives you all kinds of accessory minerals in addition to the sodium and chloride. You'll get magnesium, and you'll get calcium, and a lot of other minerals from Celtic sea salt. So using Celtic sea salt in water in addition to vitamin C, in addition to zinc, in addition to deep breathing techniques, in addition to nutritional supplementation, in addition to making sure that you're using techniques for grinding your foods up and making the nutrients more accessible, can help you deal with digestive problems that are secondary to adrenal health issues. Is that helpful, Chuck?
It sure is. So it sounds like stress and anxiety are really at the top of the list then.
I'm telling you, buddy. Look at the world we live in. Fear is encouraged. Everywhere you look, we're told to be in fear. You know what? If you're listening to anybody on television or on the radio, or you're reading something in the press, and it's making you feel scared, turn it off, shut it down, throw the newspaper in the trash. You don't need to know about a war that's happening on the other side of the world, or some accident, a bridge that came down somewhere in Malaysia and a bunch of people died, or whatever kind of fear they're trying to promote. Nowadays, the fear is the fear of the police. Police are shooting everybody. Have you noticed all the stuff now about the police shooting everybody, and everybody's scared of the cops, and now they want to do body cams, right? I noticed the body cams aren't pointed at the police, though. They're pointed at us. That's a whole nother story. Any case, fear, anxiety, any kind of angst kind of issues, those are counterproductive to health, and counterproductive especially to adrenal health and digestive health, for that matter. I'm going to move on, Chuck, unless you have something else.
I'll listen to you Thursday night on the Norrie Show. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Take care, Chuck. Bye-bye. All right, yeah, I'm going to be on George Norrie here this Thursday. I guess that must be advertised. I haven't talked to anybody about that yet. That'll be this Thursday on George Norrie. All right, let's see. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's move to Long Island, and talk to Jason. What's up, Jason in Long Island?
Hey, Ben. How's it going?
Where are you in Long Island?
Islip.
Islip, all right. All right, what's going on? How can we help you?
I have two questions. First is for sun protection. I work outside, and once a year I'll get a burn, like now, and then after that I don't. But is there something topically I can do?
Zinc oxide. Zinc oxide. Not only is zinc oxide protective, all minerals reflect the sun. You know how they tell you not to put metal in the microwave? You ever put metal in the microwave? You know what happens when you put metal in the microwave? You get like an explosion or fire. That's because the metal has a reflective property. Metals reflect energy. And so when you put metal in the microwaves bombard the food, but if there's metal in the way, the metal will reflect the microwaves, and the microwaves will bounce around, and that's why they tell you not to put anything metal in the microwave. Well, that same reflective property can be utilized on the skin to protect the skin from the sun. Metals will cause photons or sun rays or sun energy to bounce off of the skin. And this is why zinc oxide and titanium dioxide can be helpful for protecting you from the sun. The neat thing about zinc oxide that you can't get from titanium dioxide, and you most certainly can't get from toxic chemical sunscreens, is zinc oxide will also heal a sunburn. So with zinc oxide, you get the protective effects, plus you get healing effects. The problem with zinc oxide is it's white, and so people don't like to use it. Now, you can get some fancier zinc oxide products these days that are non-whitening, and that's probably what you want to use. But personally, what I'd be doing is I'd be putting some topical vitamin C underneath the zinc oxide, so you boost the sun protection benefits, you also get healing benefits, and you get the antioxidant benefits of the vitamin C. So zinc oxide is the way to go. If you use it in combination with vitamin C, you'll get even better benefits. Always make sure you're using fatty, lipophilic vitamin C rather than the cheapo ascorbic acid vitamin C that you'll find in most skincare products. Does that help?
Yeah, and then after, if you do burn,
zinc oxide and vitamin C.
Is there anything you could do?
Vitamin C,
Okay.
vitamin C, but lipophilic, fatty. And if you can't find any fatty vitamin C, go to truthtreatments.com and you'll find, 4 products with fatty vitamin C in them. Those are products that I formulated. And then also a zinc oxide. If you don't want to use vitamin C, you can use zinc oxide, which is great for healing burns. You know what else heals burns? A lot of folks don't realize this, or don't know about this. Corn oil actually has some healing benefits for burns. We used to use corn oil as an emergency pharmacy remedy for folks who had burns and didn't have access to anything that they could use for healing. So putting corn oil on a burn may help you. Make sure it's not oxidized. It's fresh, as fresh as you can find it. I don't know if you could find fresh corn oil, but if you could find it, that's got some healing properties. Zinc oxide will do it, and also lipophilic fatty vitamin C. All right, going to move on, Jason. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. I hope I didn't cut you off there, Jason. Jason, you there? Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all. We're out of time. Call back tomorrow. We'll get you first up. And if we left you on hold, likewise, call back tomorrow and we'll get you first up. I'm going to take calls earlier tomorrow because in our second half, we're going to be talking to Regina Brett. Regina Brett, the author of God is Always Hiring, 50 Lessons in Finding Fulfilling Work. It's a very inspiring book, a little book, easy to read, and it's really cool, especially if you're looking for a job or you're not satisfied with your job. This is a really inspiring little book. Every job is as magical as you make it, Regina says. We'll be talking to her tomorrow on The Bright Side. Thank you so much for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have an awesome, spectacular, wonderful day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.